Hello everybody, my name is Dratnos, and welcome to Mythic Gnarlroot PTR testing. So if you want to watch the heroic version of this video, put a link up in the top right. It's a pretty similar fight here on Mythic to heroic. There is kind of one and a half core changes alongside the numbers, of course, being a little bit more intense. We were scaled to eye level 462 here, which is like normal raid eye level. And so presumably you'll be able to actually be fighting this boss at an even higher relative eye level to this, but I wouldn't read too much into the tuning. They often undertune these bosses for testing so that they can actually get all the mechanics tested. But the main difference compared to heroic is that the boss spawns these lashers, but it also spawns 2 treants every time it spawns lashers. And you can see those treants up near the top of the screen right now. And these ones, once you go and you activate them by putting those controlled burns underneath them, these have more health than the little lashers, and they also do an AoE disorient cast. Now that disorient is interruptible, so that's what you do. They also do this flaming sap, which is just like a dot that goes out on people, but mostly you just want to group them up, make sure you get the blazing pollen cast kicked that you can see going off right now, and then you just get them under the boss and get them killed. We continued to like this strategy of keeping the boss sort of near the edge of the room to try and get these stacked up as nicely as possible, kind of restricting the space that those lashers and treants could spawn, and making it so that, like, you know, maybe 30-40% of them would just always spawn stacked up on the wall. You can see we actually failed to activate several of these lashers and one of these treants though, which of course is fine, and we got them, you know, nice and activated during the intermission instead. In this intermission, we set up 4 world markers all around, and the basic idea here is the same as heroic, except there's a bunch more roots. You can see there's just a ton of roots now all over the place, and you want to kind of split your raid up. We had our mobile people try and get on the other side of boss relative to where we were tanking it, and then go around and burn these roots as quickly as we could. Still ends up taking maybe, like, we could have probably done this a little bit faster. You can see we kind of missed this area right over here. Had to get it with a second set of spawns, but it seems like if you're quick with this, you can get this burned very quickly. And then the boss enters this extra double damage taken phase. This is a great time to pop Lust. We forgot to, so we popped Lust the second time we got to one of these intermissions instead. And, you know, just burn the boss down, use all your cooldowns, get it a lot of damage in, and you can see the boss's health is just melting. And then it's literally just rinse and repeat, right? You take it back over to the edge. The tank mechanic remains not especially lethal. This Tortured Scream, you can see going out on everybody here, very, very survivable damage. Doesn't feel too bad at all. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being a little bit harder when it actually comes out, but I assume that for testing, yeah, they did just want this to feel rather doable and to be able to get all the way through it. But that's kind of all there was to Gnarlroot. I'm going to skip ahead here and just show you the next intermission and show you how much burn we're able to get with our Lust and stuff. So again, 2 sets of treants spawn in the main phases. We break them out with these controlled burns, which you get 2 sets of as well. And then you get to the next intermission, spread around, get a bunch of roots. On Mythic, it was basically a one-shot if you stepped under the boss in the middle, so that was something to not do, not go under the boss in this phase. There you can see Transcend, a pretty useful tool on this fight as well. But yeah, once you get all of these roots burned, then the boss here you can see is at like 30% health, but basically just dies very quickly after that. It's this is, I think we remember to Lust here. Yeah, there you go. There's our Lust, and just nuke the boss, and the health just disintegrates off of this with the double damage buff. So yeah, that was Mythic Gnarlroot. We were able to kill this very easily, but you know, I wouldn't read too much into that. It is early PTR testing, and there wasn't too much to learn about this boss. So given that the numbers seemed pretty favorable, it was definitely a pretty quick experience. I'll put logs and stuff in the description as well. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.